6 million ways to die. Choose one.
Welcome back to the Hurricane of Football podcast. Today, it's just two of us here. We'll notify you if anyone else joins. We'll be previewing the matches that will be played over the weekend. Before we start, let me introduce you to the only person here, Seth. Seth, how are you feeling this weekend?
Honestly, as a Barcelona fan, deep down, if you say I feel like the league, we have already thrown it away. Honestly, I feel like we're not in the league. The way players keep getting injured every time we play, somebody gets injured. I feel like we're not in the league. And the team actually is not even playing well. So unless I'm actually change, I don't think the league will win it. I don't think
Like,
we are playing well enough to win the league.
now we'll get to Barcelona in a moment, but let's start by discussing the Premier League fixtures this weekend. We can start with the Tottenham and Chelsea match. That's the biggest game so far this weekend. I mean, the game with the biggest teams, apart from Liverpool and Aston Villa, but we'll get there. So let's discuss Tottenham and Chelsea.
Uh,
Um,
Tottenham and Chelsea, for me, this match, it is interesting. Even though it's a London there, but it's interesting so many because I feel like Chelsea, Chelsea, they are not consistent. Chelsea, because they're a group of young players, they are not consistent. One week they are very good, another week they are very bad. So it's hard to gauge where Chelsea is because, for example, last week, before they lost Sunderland, I think they were on a 4 game winning streak. Things were looking up. Then all of a sudden, they lost Sunderland. They didn't play well inside. Also, Enzo Maresca, sometimes sometimes his team they just take a lot of possession without actually using it for it, especially when Cole Palmer is not there. They just become predictable and passive. Everybody just passes the ball sideways and back. Then teams end up sitting in a low block. And when they don't have players like Esteval on the pitch or Joao Pedro doesn't create, Joao Pedro is not in his best form or Pedro doesn't create some magic. They find it hard to break teams down.
yeah,
And I feel like that's what happened to them last week against Sunderland. So it will be interesting to see how they're able to break down Tottenham. Depending on how Tottenham, I feel like Tottenham will give them let Chelsea have a lot of the ball because of the way Thomas Frank likes to be a pragmatic manager and likes to adapt his style based on the game. I feel like Chelsea have a lot of the ball and have to try and break Tottenham down. And Tottenham to them, the way they attack is by exploiting the wings. Most of the time, when they are in build up, most of the balls go to Kudus or go to Brennan Jones when he plays on the left to try and break down teams. And that Tottenham, because they don't have a reliable goal scorer, it makes it hard for them to score goals. Most of their forwards, they don't score enough goals. And their tactics of going to the using the wingers to try and beat their man to create chances is not always effective because sometimes you leave the wingers isolated if you're not able
yeah,
to beat their man. And it's not every time you can constantly be passing to your wingers who are constantly beating their man. They are sometimes able to beat, but there's no way that they're able to beat them. So I feel like they also find it difficult to score goals. Currently, their top goal scorer is Mickey Van der Ben, followed by own goals. Mickey Van der Ben has 5 goals, then own goals 4. And I think it goes 3, 2, 1. Most of them are 1 goal. So I feel like they're not. Tottenham don't score a lot of goals. So it will be hard. Honestly, somehow it's hard to tell who's actually going because Tottenham
yeah,
also lost to Brighton. No, sorry, they lost to Newcastle this during the Carabao Cup and Chelsea won against Wolves. So it's hard to actually tell who will win this match because both teams are not at their absolute best and they both have deficiencies in their squad. But I feel like
yeah,
because I feel like Chelsea has more firepower in front than Tottenham. So I feel like if I was to give if I was to go for someone, I'd probably go for Chelsea, maybe 2-1 or maybe 3-1 because I feel like Chelsea will score more than even though their forwards are not that reliable. They have more options compared to Tottenham when Tottenham is most. Colomani has not really had a lot of chances to after since they signed him and he has returned from injury. Xavi Simons has not really hit the ground running like that. Kudus is mostly he has scored only one goal. He has to provide a lot of assists. With Charlison, honestly, for me, he's not a good striker because he's so inconsistent. Dominic Solanke is also injured. James Madison is also injured out for a long period of time. So I feel like it would be hard for Tottenham. I feel like it would have Tottenham to get a lot of chances to score. Unless one of their wingers or both of their wingers have a great game. I feel like Chelsea should win this match comfortably.
Yeah. To me, Tottenham, their league position does not reflect their.
Yeah, well, they are honest. I feel like
Yeah,
I think they're around fifth or sixth or so, but I feel like they should be lower. But then again, if you compare to last season they finished the league 17th. So I think this is progress. But I feel like the way they are playing and how high they are, I feel like it's not corresponding.
yeah. And similarly, I feel like they both Tottenham and Chelsea are in both similar positions. It's just that Chelsea they are performing in whatever other tournaments they are in, like the Carabao, they are progressing to the next stage, but unlike Tottenham, they've been eliminated. So
Yeah, I
this
feel
match,
like I feel like both of them are similar. Both of them they are similar plays. So even if it ends up being a draw, I'm not surprised. If it ends up being a draw, I'm not surprised. But if I was to predict, I'll go for Chelsea.
okay, maybe I'll go for a draw. Like both teams to score.
Okay, okay. So the
And we
next,
can move on to the Burnley vs Arsenal game. This match should be straightforward for Arsenal, in my opinion.
I don't think they'll be straightforward. The reason I say I don't think they'll be straightforward is Arsenal. Arsenal, for all their brilliant work, they struggle to score open play goals. And this match, I think we already know how it will be like. I think this match, Burnley will start the match by sitting in a very deep low block where Arsenal will have to try and break them down. And one thing Arsenal is not really good at is breaking teams down. Even though this season they have not really they tried difficult to break teams down against Fulham. They didn't really break Fulham down. It was through a set piece they won. So it feels like the only way I feel Arsenal scored a lot of goals in this match is if within the first 20 or 15 minutes they score a goal. If they score a goal, then it ends up destroying Burnley's game plan. So Burnley will not be able to sit deep and have to balance attack if they want to get anything from the match. But if the match drags on, first 30 minutes, no goal, still 0-0, 45, 50, 60 minutes, no goal. The Arsenal away supporters but almost get frustrated. Then to give Burnley belief that what they are doing is working. So honestly, if it on paper it looks straight for the Arsenal should win. If things get complicated, I'm not surprised if Arsenal end up dropping points. If
Now,
but
I
I think Arsenal will win, but I'm not surprised if it ends up being if they end up winning by one goal or maybe two. So I don't think they'll score out in this match. And also not surprised if they end up dropping points, maybe it's a goalless draw or something. So I'm not surprised because even though they are winning matches, I feel like even when it comes to I think when it comes to Premier, I think they are the team with the second worst conversion rate from open play. If I'm not wrong, I think they're the team with the second conversion from open play. So they have to improve on that massively. They have to. I feel like they're not using Gyökeres to his full strength, so they have to use him, try and get Eze to be acclimatized to the system and the team. Saka, if Saka is on form, I feel like they can also rely on eating one year to come on the bench and do something. They have that the targets, but they also struggle when it comes to breaking down low block. I feel like they struggle with it. So this match, I don't expect it to be high scoring match. Maybe 1-0, 2-1, 2. I don't think maybe Burnley man. I think Burnley might struggle to score because as now, right now they didn't concede any goal the whole of October. So I think maybe to be a one goal 2-0 win. Nothing that would be memorable. That's how I put it.
but still a 1-0 win for Arsenal is just quite straightforward because this season, in fact, they've not really been scoring a lot of goals, so it's expected. Their best assets this season is their defense. So if they know they are not conceding a goal, they will just purely focus on trying to score a goal. So you'd expect Arsenal to dominate possession
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, of course. Possession
yeah,
down the road dominated.
yeah, and a team that would dominate possession possession would correspond to them. It may correspond to them creating more chances because they have more of the ball. It doesn't always work
With
like
that one,
that.
it depends. It can have a
Yeah,
lot of the ball. You like Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Barcelona had a lot of the ball, but they didn't do anything. So
yeah. But the thing is, Burnley is not Arsenal quality. You'd expect Arsenal to
like
dominate.
let's go back. Let's rewind to Liverpool Burnley. That match. If it wasn't for the penalty that Liverpool had already, Liverpool struggled to break Burnley down. So this thing,
Yeah, but we are comparing. Liverpool is not Arsenal. Liverpool this season are not doing very well, so it's not a fair comparison to Arsenal. They've, regardless of whatever team they faced, they've done relatively well against all their opposition. Apart from the Liverpool match and the United match, there's no game you can really point to say like Arsenal have shown weakness in their team. If
okay.
you can't really criticize them from purely scoring from set
For me, I'm
pieces
not
because
going to tell you that thing. That when people call themselves set pieces, for me, I see it as foolish because at the end of the day, how you score a goal no matter how you score a goal is a goal. And they have been doing it for almost 3 years now. So it's not something like it's a fluke. It's something they
eh,
have practiced for so long that it's now part of their game. Just that it's not in every match that it may work. So they
yeah,
need
but
to
it's not
diversify.
against Burnley that it won't work. So Burnley, I
Okay,
feel like it's not against Burnley it won't work. Even
we
though
will, we
Arsenal
will
may,
see. We will see. But
even though
honestly, I want them to win. Honestly, if Arsenal win the league, I'm happy for them. So I don't mind you doing. So yeah, I think that's all for
so
for
what's your
yeah.
prediction? You said your prediction was what, 2-0 or 1-0?
I don't think it will be a high
Me
scoring match at all.
personally, I'm going 3-0, 4-0 for Arsenal. They have players that will create chances, and I'd expect them to play better in this match.
Okay.
The next game, this one you can even argue is bigger than the Tottenham and Chelsea match. Is Liverpool
Liverpool,
Aston
Liverpool,
Villa.
Aston Villa. Yeah, this match, you can argue that the pressure on his lot is under. This match is very big. It's a must-win game. I feel like, and they're also playing at Anfield. Liverpool need to win this match, especially with what he did during the week when he rotated the whole squad and the first team players were not even on the bench, and he drew a lot of criticism when they didn't win. I saw people saying that he threw the match away and stuff, but honestly, I don't know. Okay, me personally, to me, the Carabao Cup, I don't really think it's that important. No, I don't think it's important. It's for not to disrespect any club, but for clubs like Bournemouth, Newcastle, Aston Villa, those that struggle to win trophies here. I think those are the type of clubs that really benefit on trophies like that. But
Yeah,
Liverpool, their main goal is not to win the Carabao Cup. Right now, what they need to focus on is find a consistent team that is performing to be able to
yeah.
find the best out of the players. So
But
honestly,
my
I
argument
think
that Carabao Cup thing is that you've been losing for like 4 games in a row. You need a game where you can win and get confidence into
the
the,
one
the
against and my counter argument is that the one they smashed Frankfurt 5-1. What did he change? So if
yeah,
we're going
yeah.
with that,
One game might not change anything, but if winning it might change them. You can't say because you are not winning, if you are not progressing after the win against Frankfurt, so you're not trying to win this game too. Your
I'm not sure
players
he didn't try. But people are acting like he deliberately said that, oh, nah, this man, let's go and lose. I'm not sure that's not what he did.
he did
He said
was
that he
quite.
decided
It
to
was
give
immature.
young.
Why wouldn't you put any of your first team
No,
like
wait. So I'm asking something.
players on the
If
bench?
if he played, he played the youngsters. If they had won, nobody would talk. People will say
They
that
would
people.
they would never have won. It was so unlikely that they
No, no,
would
no,
win.
wait, no. But I'm just saying that if they had won that match, what people would have said is that, oh yeah, and his lot has found gems and stuff. Like how when Liverpool won against Chelsea, I think it was also the Carabao Cup final, when people were laughing at Chelsea that club kids against $1 billion bottle jobs and stuff. So it's all
Yeah,
narrative.
but
Football is
him
about
playing
narrative.
him playing the younger players lowered his chances of winning in the first place. So
Honestly, I
even
don't think honestly, if not that Liverpool were in this bad streak, nobody really cares about it. So honestly, I don't.
yes, that's why it's relevant because they are in a bad streak. It's relevant because
Me
they are in
honestly, to me,
right.
okay, me, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but to me, I feel like it's being blown out of proportion. It's not. It's not. It's just like losing the community shield. It's not really that relevant. To me, that is to me. But Aston Villa, after a slow start, they have picked up form. After they started this, the first thing they lost their first 3 games was that there was a point they didn't even have any shot on target. They had no, the only team that in the whole English pyramid, I think the four division that hadn't scored a goal. But
Yeah,
since then they have picked it up now they have improved and after their win against Man City, I'm sure they'll be confident that they can beat Liverpool. So this match is be intriguing to see. I feel
I
like
mean, anybody at this point to be confident that they can beat Liverpool.
I feel like Liverpool are going through their Man City phase. What
Man
happened to
City
Man
never
City
lost
last season?
four
Where
Premier League in a row.
they,
Even when United finished 14th, or Tottenham finished 17th, none of us lost 4 games consistently like that. If you add Carabao, it's 5 games in a row. That's
it
crazy.
doesn't matter. I'm saying that is Liverpool are going to the same thing City went to last year after they lost Rodri, where they went like I think they didn't win games. I think 13 went 13 games or so without winning. Also, that is the same thing Liverpool are going through right now. And they'll find a way out of it. But I think that the time they find a way out of it, the league winning the league would have been lost. I think that for me, I don't think they'll win the league. But I think Aston Villa they have really picked up from and Una Emery deserves a lot of praise because people were the members, people were talking about that maybe it has gotten still there because they didn't have a great transfer window that their sporting director even had to leave. But now things have improved, so I'm surprised if honestly if Aston Villa wins, nobody will be surprised. If Aston Villa goes and ends up beating Liverpool by 3-0, nobody surprised. If Liverpool also wins, the narrative will change that. Oh yeah, Liverpool have picked up form and Liverpool are getting back. And the thing too is Liverpool. I feel like this match is a must win for Liverpool because I think it's this week. If I'm not wrong, I think this week is when they face Real Madrid in the Champions League.
You
So they face Real Madrid in the Champions League. I feel like what they have to, they really need a good showing because if they lose this match and they lose against or Real Madrid, I feel like they lose against Real Madrid. But I feel like Real Madrid. The mood Real Madrid is in to embarrass Real Madrid will score like 4 or 5 against Liverpool. So
yeah,
at least this match they need to get something from it because if they don't get something from it, they'll be 10 points behind Arsenal, which is crazy because the first 5 weeks when they were winning last minute, the Rebel King slot time and things and that, but within few weeks it has all shifted. So
yeah.
football winning 3 games in a row, losing 3 games in a row makes a whole lot of difference. So let's see. Honestly, my prediction is 2-0 Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Me,
think Liverpool will.
okay. Me, I don't think Liverpool will win though, but I still expect them to get something from this match. My prediction is 2-2.
Okay. Yeah, for me,
Now let's move
2-0.
on to the next game, which is Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. Let me take the lead on this one.
Okay.
Manchester United. Can Manchester United sustain the form 3 games in a row? Um, Me personally, I hope we can beat I hope we can beat Nottingham Forest because Nottingham Forest this season have not been great. They've changed their manager, but the manager they've brought in right now, he won against Porto, but he lost their last game in the Premier League 3-0. Who did they even play against?
It was
Play,
2 against Bournemouth.
yeah, yes, they lost their last game 2-0 against Bournemouth. So I hope the form we are taking, even though we are playing away, I hope the form we are taking into this game will be sustainable to get a, a point, not just a point, the performance against Nottingham Forest.
I
The
feel like
Sean
this.
Dyche, Sean Dyche is their new manager. We all know how Sean Dyche likes to play. Defensive, everybody sits back. And that is the type of game that Nottingham Forest players are used to. So this game will be something different for Ruben Amorim going into it. So let's see how he he attacks this game because I think United will win this game, in my opinion, because Nottingham Forest, their form is no.
Honestly, I'm not sure. This match, I feel like it should be an United win. So, what do you think has brought about the change in form?
For United,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's just patience people needed from the beginning of the season. Most people were shouting for Ruben Amorim's head. We just started. If we look at our preseason games, we were actually playing great, and we just needed some of our players to gel, like get used to some of the positions they were playing. For instance, in Burmo and Ahmad, they had you can see at the beginning of the season, Ahmad was playing right wing back and Mbeumo was playing that the forward position, one of the things. And we could see that they hadn't yet formed a partnership between they hadn't yet got
Yeah,
an understanding of the roles they were playing with each other. And
I even
recently
heard
we've
that they
seen how
had
much like the
I even
connection
heard that they
between
had
them.
to sit down and talk to each other to get to know
Yeah,
each other very well. So
yeah, the connection between them. I think between even against Liverpool, both of them combined to get the first goal against Liverpool. I think,
and I also think he has made some tactical tweaks now. Now United goes a lot. United goes long a lot.
yeah,
Also because of Sesko. Now Sesko, he's a big striker that can. He's good in hold that play. So when Lamens goes long, he can hold up the ball, then involve other attackers into the form. So I feel like that's also part of why United have also improved. And now they're attacking more quickly. They are not spending a lot of time trying to do build up in their own half. They are trying to go to speed up their attack to go to
yeah.
catch teams by surprise. I feel like all those things. But
One big reason that people haven't mentioned is our goalkeeper. Changing our goalkeeper to Senny Lamens. People might
yeah,
see it do saves and stuff like, but catching crosses and claiming crosses from corners, it does a whole lot for the defense because let's be honest, under Onana and even Bayende, it was terrible. They
Onana,
let corners
Onana was a get
like
from God. Uh, he came
for
from
other
Barcelona
teams.
something like
He was a
just,
case for United. I don't be
oh
like,
no, he was a get from God. You
oh,
put it didn't understand me.
nah, but he bringing Senny Lames has imbued confidence into the defense. So,
Oh
and
yeah, that is true. I feel like they know
trust
that now they
him,
have a keeper that will not be
yeah,
trained the ball figuratively in his own net. So I feel like they're more
yeah.
confident.
Not even figure
Honestly.
it literally in his own nets.
Oh,
Onana has done stuff like,
you're overdoing it. You're overdoing it for Onana.
wait,
Let my boy rest.
you've not
Yeah,
experienced. Do you remember Carriers for Liverpool?
yeah,
Carriers for
yeah.
Liverpool was good. I would take Carriers over Onana. I can't lie to you.
It will just take two mistakes for you to turn on Lamens, but you let's move on.
Oh,
Yes. So what's your
better.
prediction for the match?
Me personally, I don't think we've barely kept any clean sheet this season. I don't think that will stop in this game because of the wingers of Nottingham Forest. They
Oh,
have the
Chris Wood is injured. They also have a lot of
yeah,
injuries, so I don't think it will be a problem. I feel like maybe this match you might even keep a clean sheet. Honestly, me,
yeah,
I'll go
but
for like if I was to predict, I'll go for an entered 3-0 win. It should be an easy win.
yeah,
Let's go.
I will go for 3-1. I'd expect what's his name? Hudson Odoi and the other one, the Switzerland player.
Oh,
I'd expect
Elanga is now at this
Odoi.
one. He's now at
No, no,
Newcastle.
no. Elanga is Swedish. The other guy is Ndoi. He's from Switzerland.
Yeah, yeah, Daniel, I
Yeah,
thought, okay.
yeah. So I'd expect them to cause us trouble. Since we don't even actually play with fullbacks, we play with wide
Wing backs.
players. Yeah, wing backs, yeah. So I'd expect them to cause us trouble. So my prediction for this match is Nottingham Forest 1, United 3. Okay,
Okay.
moving on to
Um,
the next game.
City,
Manchester versus
Man
Bournemouth.
City versus this one. This match, this match, it is a bit hard to tell who win this match. The reason I say it's hard to tell is if you have to go by history, Bournemouth have never been Man City at the Etihad before. Every time they go to the Etihad, they usually get smashed by a huge scoreline.
Yeah.
So honestly, but I feel like, but I'm not so, if it is easy to go for a Man City win, especially with the form that Haaland is been on. But the thing is, if Haaland doesn't score, who's scoring for Man City? So the way they are playing right now, if you can keep Haaland quiet, it's like I've done 80% of the job. Because
But to
right
be fair
now,
to they had players who were injured who are now coming back, so maybe those two can contribute, like Mamouche and Cheki. What do you think of
you said,
players that were injured that are now coming back into form? Mamouche and Cheki. They even in the Carabao Cup,
yeah, I saw
they
that
both scored.
Mahmoud scored. I feel like that one also to help make a difference. That one will help make a difference. Omar Mamouche. You can play with him. You can play a front two if you want with Haaland and Mamouche, where you
Yeah,
can do that combination of little guy, big guy, where he
yeah,
runs off the striker. I think you can use that one if you want. Oh, Ryan Check, he's a maverick. He can if he has. I don't know if Guardiola will really give him the freedom to do what he wants, but if they can give the freedom, they can get the best out of him. So
yeah,
he can form a good partnership with Haaland to help create chances for him. But
mhm,
Bournemouth too, they're also a very good team. They
yeah,
like to press high. Also like to attack directly. So it wouldn't. I feel like if Man City win this match, it wouldn't be that straightforward. But it also depends on it. If Man City end up scoring early, I think they run away with the match. If
yeah.
Man City end up scoring early, I feel like it will be a blowout. It could be a blowout for Bournemouth.
But
But
even Man City, what their recent game in the Carabao Cup, who did they even play against? Was
they
this?
played against Swansea.
Yeah, even that game it was shaky for them. They conceded one and they didn't score till like the 70th minute.
Yes,
So
Swansea could have scored another, but they made their
yeah,
chances. So
I
yeah, but I'm saying
I
that
guess
if Man
Bournemouth are in
City
the form of their lives this season. They are second on the league table. Second for
this thing
Bournemouth is
the similar thing happened last season when Andoni Raiola, one thing I noticed that his teams they usually start the season very well. Then when they get to this January, February, his team start to lose steam. I think because of the way they play with a lot of intensity and pressing. When they start
yeah,
getting to the latter half of the season, they start to drop off because I remember last season that at some point they were fit that people were even talking about them going to qualify for the Championship Europa League. But
yeah,
then I think when it entered March, April, they started to draw as matches and lose a lot of matches. The intensity dropped. They ended up finishing around 8th or 9th. Which was, even though I think it was a club record, their best position, but still. So if you can find that balance right, I think the world to go very well. But if not, I feel like honestly this match I think I'll go for Man City win. I'll probably
really.
say 3-1.
Hey, okay. Me, me personally, no, since you said Bournemouth, they drop off later in the season. Since we are still early in the season, I expect them to perform like how they've been performing throughout the season so far. And their forwards this season have been on form, especially Semenyo and their striker Krupi. He's replacing
Junior
Johnson,
Coup.
who's he has been he has been a sufficient replacement for them. He has scored 3 goals so far this season, and I think both of them combined with Clivet and some of the other, especially
Um,
Adams in that midfield. He has been
yeah,
so.
so
I think
okay,
he'll be able to do something against Man City. And
okay,
me personally, I'm predicting 2-1 to Bournemouth.
okay. So then
Moving
Barcelona
to
versus Elche.
Elche. You're the Barca fan. Let's hear from you. Do you think they can bounce back?
Yeah, Barcelona will win, but it won't be convincing.
Really?
I think it's maybe like a 2-1. Barcelona right now they are in a weird situation where they are not playing well. They are not playing well. Players keep getting injured. So this match, I won't be surprised. Barcelona, I won't be surprised if we even end up losing, honestly,
Okay.
because they are not playing well. But I think they should have enough to beat Elche. But Elche started the season strong. At one point,
Yeah.
they were fourth. In the
Okay.
recent, I think they lost two of their last, even though they started strong, but recently they lost two of their last three games. So that should give Barcelona a bit of hope. I feel like if Barcelona play to their very best, this match should not be a contest. But
Okay.
by with Pedri being injured, okay, Lewandowski and then Omar back, but I mean about people, there are
Mm-hmm.
stories that he's not 100% fit. So and that means like touch and go. So the mid right now the attack there's no really lot of okay with Lewandowski. Hope they'll be able to call on him. But Ferran Torres, I don't know. I feel like him. Honestly, I feel like he's better as a substitute than a starter because usually starting match sometimes like I don't like the rhythm is not there. So when he does start a match and he doesn't get involved early, it feels like he comes lost. It's like a Clásico like this. Okay, now you can see us
Yeah.
returning from injury, but it feels like when he doesn't have a lot of a feel for the match, he feels so lost that sometimes you forget that you don't even know what he's on the pitch. So if he if Barcelona can start the match fast and start well, I think they should be fine. But with the way they have been playing recently, anything plus the defense, Barcelona has not kept a clean sheet since they beat Getafe 3-0. And that match, Rafinha was fit for that match. And Rafinha has been injured, I think, the whole of October. And now he's been injured for some part of November to so on. Right now, the defense is an issue. They made for the Pedri out. Let's see how Casado, Fermin Lopez, and Frankie de Jong will cope. And the attack, there's no fluidity in the attack right now. It feels like um Rash is like by depending on individuals. Rashford is the only one really on form. Like me, because I don't know. People keep saying he's not fully fit. People say I don't know whether so I don't really know, but he's not at his best. Ferran Torres, since he got injured, he's not really at his best. Lewandowski is coming back. He just came back from an injury, so
Do
it's
you
hard to
think
tell.
Rashford,
Like
can sustain his form with Pedri injured right now? Because both of them they formed a nice collaboration
I
between
think
them.
he can. I think he can, but I know the team. The way the team itself is not playing good, so it feels like you're just hoping for you're just relying on individual to carry the team
Yeah,
right now. So honestly, I won't be if they lose the match, I'm not surprised. But if I was to go for a score, I'll say 2-1 to Barcelona. It's not going to be a match that to be nice to watch. I think it to be a KG match. It's similar to the one against Girona. That's
yeah.
how I see the match going. About 2-1 to Barcelona.
Okay. Me, I'm not really heavily
Because
involved in La
I
Liga
feel like
things, but I'd expect Barcelona though.
and this one I feel like this is a match where Elche sits behind to be in a low block. It's similar to the what I was talking about Arsenal. This match, Barcelona should attack hard and attack fast. If they attack fast and they get an early goal and they don't drop the intensity, they should be
Yeah,
good. They can score a lot of goals. But if they are slow, they are lethargic, everything just sideways and back,
yeah,
with no verticality. Yeah, this match is going to be a long match, and I'm not surprised if they end up getting caught on the counter because it's a simple ball over the top.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that confident. Honestly, yeah, I know I said I'll go body if Real Madrid win the league. Yeah, that thing. I'm starting to think it's a reality. I know we are entering November, but the way Barcelona are playing right now,
If you start praying, Atletico will perform some miracle.
Let's come Madrid, they are the biggest frauds in the whole of La Liga. I mean, they are
Yeah, that's such a
disappointment.
weird. They can
Oh,
win against someone like Real Madrid 5-2 and go and lose again.
I don't come Madrid, they are the biggest frauds in La Liga. They don't know what they blow hot and cold, so we can't rely on them for anything. So right now, I feel like if unless something changes in Barcelona, Real Madrid end up winning La Liga. I think like unless something happens because Ghana is 5 points. It means we can't drop any point on right now. You need to have to actually win every match. I hope at least Real
Yeah,
Madrid drops a point. Real Madrid, and the Real Madrid are playing. They are not
this one.
playing particularly well, like great
Yeah,
football, but they are being efficient and they are not
yeah.
conceding a
Okay.
lot of goals. So honestly, unless something happens, something great happens, I don't think Barcelona will win the league.
And finally, okay. My prediction for this match is Barcelona to Elche 0. Finally, we
Uh,
can go to Real Madrid.
Barcelona keeping a clean sheet. The club, that team, they do not keep clean sheet.
Play Araujo. Play Araujo. He's a solid defender.
The thing is, the highlight is not working as it used to. The
Yeah,
pressure from the front is not there. So I know the team, which is weird for the team that was supposed to have preseason to do a lot of training and stuff and have time to rest. The way the people keep getting injured, it feels like they want to play the Club World Cup. Then their players didn't have time to rest. I don't know. Like almost in total, since the season started, 15 players have been injured. How I feel like it's going to come more is going to occur. So let's see how it goes.
okay. Okay, finally, let's talk about Real Madrid
Real
versus
Madrid,
Valencia.
Valencia. Oh, this match is Valencia beat Real Madrid last season at the Santiago Bernabeu, but I don't think that'll happen again. I feel like this match it will be a straight win for Real Madrid. Valencia they are currently 18th. They have not had a good season. Real Madrid, after
Yeah,
beating Barcelona, after coming off the Clásico, they'll be full of confidence. So
yeah.
honestly, this match I think it's be a formality. Maybe about 3-0 straight win for Real Madrid. I think Mbappe might score two, maybe Vinicius will score one. because this match, I
Yeah.
feel like there's not really don't it won't be a match where Real Madrid will play well, but they will just be efficient enough to win because
Yeah.
Valencia are currently yeah nah
Eight.
Valencia they are just near Valencia have not been actually good since I think 20 since the year they won the Copa del Rey in 2019 when they
Yeah.
beat Barcelona in the final. Since then they have here in Sevilla. Since then they've just been struggling with by fighting relegation battles and with because of the way their protests against their ownership. So in the case of Sevilla, the father and son, the father and the son, they are fighting over who to be president. The father and son keep fighting over each other, who's run the club and stuff. So
Yeah.
all these things, both clubs, that's how both clubs have sunk like that. Because
Yeah.
Sevilla first used to see them win Europa League, used to be competing, they used to compete in European competitions, but for the past 4 years now, since they won, I think the Europa League in 2021 or 2022, they have not been very good. They have just been struggling to avoid relegation. So the same as Valencia. Valencia too, they have not been good. Every year they keep fighting to avoid relegation. They have to sell their best players, like they sold Mascara to um Arsenal because it had not renewed his contract. Yeah, Valencia this match should be a straight win for Real Madrid. It should be a straight win. So I think that's all for this week's preview. Don't if you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also let us know your comments.
Okay. So we'll see you guys on Sunday or Monday. Monday is when the episode will be uploaded. So we'll see you
Yeah,
guys
so
on
man,
Monday.
Six
Bye.
million ways to die. Choose
peace.
one.